Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What's up, everybody? Super Bowl is over. Finally, the Eagles won. I didn't watch a minute of it. I know you're going, Kevin, that game was played days ago. I get it. But there's still more to it. See, because three of the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, the championship team, don't want to go to the White House. You want to know what color these kids are? These Eagles, these stellar athletes, these kids that supposedly play a sport that's built on a meritocracy. They're black. Since when was this a punishment to the president that says, I'm going to not go to the White House? I told you guys, if I were in the military and they wanted a Barack Obama to pin a medal on me, I would tell him, no, thank you. He said, Kevin, you could be court-martialed. Okay, fine. Court-martial somebody getting a Medal of Honor. See how that plays politically. I wouldn't go. But if I were an athlete and my team won whatever, and I got to go to the White House to meet Obama, I'd go do my photo op. I wouldn't shake his hand. I would just, he'd be like, hey, it's nice to meet everybody. Yeah, get to do the photo op. I'm part of the team. And that would be that. I wouldn't disrespect the office in that way because, you play a sport. You may never get back to the White House. I mean, I'm just saying, if I was an athlete, I almost said dumb athlete because most of these, most of them are dumb. Certainly the football players are. And you say, why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? They are. I think it's it's a crazy number. I'm just going to go out and tell you, it's at least 75% of blacks that leave the NFL are poor within like 5 years. I don't have the actual numbers, but it's something like that. Google it. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Google it. Google it. So that's stupid. That's stupidity. How can you make that kind of money, even if it was league minimum, $500,000? If 500 grand may seem like a lot of money, it's not a lot of money. So if you live correctly on $500,000 a year, if you played, say you played 3 years, you wouldn't even play 3 years at league minimum. You play 2 years at league minimum a year, then you get bumped up. You're probably averaging $2-3 million a year. How could you go broke in 5 years after you leave the league? The only way you do that is if you're stupid. And of course, most of them are. Why? Because they're products of public education. Oh, Kevin, they're college kids. Yeah, right. If you go, they got a college section called Negro classes. They're just stupid classes. And here's the sad part. White boys take them too. They graduate and they're like, well, I didn't make it to the NFL, so now I got this degree in health something or another that has nothing. Nobody wants them. They don't even have enough sense to be coaches. I'm just saying. They're stupid. So does it surprise you that I tell you that these young blacks that don't want to go meet the president of the United States, to hang out in the White House for some time, understand a whole different lifestyle than they've ever seen in their lives? They don't want to open their minds up to that. Why? Because they got a philosophical issue with the president who would dare say, I don't believe in your Black Lives Matter kneeling nonsense. It's a protest for Colin Kaepernick. How do you think this is going to play long term for their when they get out of the NFL? You think people aren't going to remember it? You think people, they stood firm. It's going so great for Colin Kaepernick. He made a $20,000 donation to somebody like that radical lady. Again, he'd already given money to him, but if he did it again, I thought it was the same story. But if it's a different story, congratulations to him. Watching in a year how much money Colin Kaepernick is donating to charity. Let's see how well his career tracks. Because Colin Kaepernick had a contract making $100 and something million over 3 years. Let's see how he does as a social justice warrior. Yeah. Don't want to go to the White House. Donald Trump said this: we've already created nearly 2.6 jobs since the election, including more than 200,000 new manufacturing jobs alone. We're bringing back those four magnificent words, made in the USA. And the Eagles, black Eagles, don't want to go to the White House for a man who's got unemployment at the lowest level for blacks in history. gave more money to historically black colleges and universities than Obama did. Triple, in fact, more money to historically black colleges and universities when he should have just abandoned them. Let them implode on their own. But he didn't. A man who's proven that he's more spiritual than Obama could even think to be. Something that blacks claim that they, embrace is our spirituality. And these knuckleheads don't want to go to the White House. I don't want to be seen no Donald Trump. You want to know why? Because they don't get street cred. If they're seen with Trump, black people back home, and man, I can't believe you went to the White House. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of black folks on those Philadelphia Eagle team, and they're going to the White House. 3 black holdouts. If I were the Eagles, I'd trade their sorry butts. Holdouts. Don't even know why. Holdouts on a lie. Let me tell you something. You mark my words. These guys, oh, by the way, what else did Trump do for black people? We forget. He freed 2 black dudes who were shoplifting in China. Now, I'll tell you something, and you know already that this is a fact. If those kids were under a Barack Obama presidency, they'd still be in China. And after freeing these kids, the father has the nerve to say, I could have done it. Doesn't want to credit Donald Trump. Black folks have forgotten it, like it didn't even exist. It's ridiculous, folks. And then they wonder why the NFL suffers. And you think I'm going to watch the NFL? I'm not watching another down of NFL football. Didn't miss it this time. I ain't going to miss it later. Anyway, we got a ton to talk about. There was a thing where Trump went into a manufacturing plant and he spoke, and I loved it because he called out the Democrats. He says, we got them, scoundrels. And he talked about them. I want to talk about that. I absolutely do. Another thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about this idea that Donald Trump shouldn't meet with Robert Mueller. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll get into some more tweets. And anyway, I was going to talk about this manufacturing plant. People were talking about how they're going to use their tax cuts. And I think it's great because Donald Trump is showing he's in touch with the little guy. What they want to do with that money, why that money is so significant, no matter how small it may appear to others.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanYourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.